after being such an interlocutor, does it hurt that HDFC is being called foreign?
Obviously it hurts. It hurts the maximum.
Okay, but
we have totally Indian board, we have totally Indian management, we don't have major foreign operations, and where it hurts is that now the government has asked us to allocate 2% on CSR. Every little donation we make, we have to ask the recipient, are you FCRA compliant? Because our donation is considered as a foreign donation, believe it or not.
Okay.
No, and the money is made only in India.
But you have a
lending
problem
in India.
No, but you have a problem, isn't it? You are an Indian owner for your insurance company, but you are a foreign owner for your banking company. Okay. Well, so let me start over there.
This is how government works.
Okay, so let me start exactly over there. In financial sector itself, there is an FSLRC. It doesn't touch everything. But if you have to name the top 2 or 3 things that the government has to set right, what would it be? You as the arch-Indian representative of India Inc. have these confusions. A lot of FIIs, last week told us that it is still a problem getting registered in India. So if 2 or 3 things have to be set right, what would they be?
No, I think so far as the financial sector is concerned, I think the priorities the government has is recapitalization of public sector banks. This is a priority because Basel III timing will come soon. We have, as you see, a bank's balance sheet. There are 3 categories. There's the non-provision, NPAs, provision for bad debts. Then there's the restructured assets, and now there are SMAs, specially mentioned accounts. Now, if you put all the 3 together, it is a mind-boggling number in some banks. And we need to recapitalize the banks. There may be government banks, but the need is there. And I think the finance minister has said recently somewhere that we are ready to bring down equity for all public sector banks to 52%. Because some are 55, some are even 80. So you will see more stock of public sector banks coming into the market. But recapitalization long term, is government willing to dilute below 51? I don't think government will. How will they get more capital if they're not willing to? And they do not, we are a capital scarce country. Government should use their resources in health, education, rural development, agriculture, rather than not put money in banks. So either we have cross holdings, or we have an holding company where a government puts all its shares into one and then sells those, or we have voting, non-voting shares. There are a number of ways you can do it, but it's not the easiest. It's not the cleanest way of doing it.
You would think the cleanest is that they reduce state.
They reduce the state. And of course they have to give permanent tenure, longer tenure to the MDs. They can segregate. They are talking about segregating the chairman's role. They're talking of consolidation of nationalized banks. These are all priorities in the banking sector. I would say the second is that there must be at least a dozen reports in the last 25 years of how to build a debt market in India. There is no debt market in India, private debt market. And you won't believe it, I was one of the very first committees which Mr. Ferwani, late Mr. Ferwani chaired, was the establishment of the National Stock Exchange. And there was so much opposition from within the country that Bombay Stock Exchange, and there was lobbying. So in fact, if you see that report, which may be 20 years old or earlier, the purpose of National Stock Exchange was to become a debt market player. But even then we don't have a deep, liquid, deep debt market. And therefore the infrastructure companies, the power companies have to depend on bank funding. So we have to develop a debt market. We have a well-established GSEC market, but we do not have a Now, one way of developing this is really to allow pension funds, insurance companies, increase the allocation. The allocation of insurance companies hasn't changed for a long time. And IRDA rightly says that unless the government passes the insurance bill and passes on the powers to IRDA, they can increase the allocation to debentures and bonds of private companies. So this is another priority we need to have. Today at least there are a large number of players. In the past there was just one buyer of bonds, which was LIC. and GIC and its subsidiaries to some extent. But now we have so many insurance companies and they're small, but they'll all grow over a period of time. So we have to change the investment pattern.
Okay. Well, just to complete this banking argument, the government believes that it has achieved its Jan Dhan goal before time. 7.5 crore accounts have been opened. What's your sense? Is this a target chasing that
they've opened 7.5 crores. They've raised what, about 5,000 crores. But 75% of these have got zero balances. So I think we need to find these accounts are necessary for government to remit money, to transfer subsidy. And when the government transfers subsidy, there will be some balance in these accounts, which the recipients can, the beneficiaries can withdraw over a period of time. But at the moment, there are very few, only 25 has some money. So 25% of 7.5 crores have put the deposit.
Okay. Yeah, no, actually there is a...
But you know, on your earlier point, I disagree. SEBI has made FII registration very simple.
Okay, it's not...
And it is not, because you know, we have hundreds of FII who are our shareholders, 500 or more. And some accounts are being permitted, and so I don't think SEBI...
That's cleaned up.
Yeah. I think SEBI has really done its act well, and our markets are where they are today because of simplification.
Okay. Well, you know, one of the big stories since May, since the election, or maybe even since last December when the state election results had come, is that there is going to be a seminal change. In the last 7 months, how would you rate the government? Has it moved to your satisfaction, or could it have done better? Or do you think this big hope will run out for want of action from the government?
No, I would put it that the hope, the euphoria, the excitement is still there.
It's very much there.
It's very much there, despite almost 6 months or something being. And you know, the changes on the ground take time. It doesn't happen overnight. And I think they're moving in the right direction. Maybe a bit slowly, but you know, we had a truncated ministry. Now we have the ministries are filled up. Many of them had dual and triple jobs, roles to play. And I think we must give them till March, April to see that there will be change on the ground level. And I think it's premature to judge their performance. They've done a lot even now. I would say they've done a lot, and diesel is a big thing. Diesel, these direct transfers is a huge thing. Diesel subsidy, announcing that 100% FDI in railways, 100% FDI in construction, 49 in defense. I think these were bold decisions. And so, you know, you have to give them time, and in there, they have been able to do. You have to also understand that our finance minister was unwell for a long period of time. Yes. So you have to take this into account.
Diesel is a bold decision in an easy time. It's only when they raise rates, when the prices go up, that we can be very sure that they have stuck by their promise.
And they have been extremely lucky.
Yes,
they have been extremely lucky that global prices, commodity prices are all-time low. You know, only till April, I think it was in April or May, Brent crude was $115.
Yes.
Today it's below 80.
Yeah.
June. Today it is below 80. So it's a huge. Coal prices have come down by 45%, imported coal.
That's right.
And we are one of the largest importers of coal. So these benefits have...
absolutely. That's what I'm saying. When you speak about foreign investors and even domestic investors and their expectations, the winter session has quite a few interesting bills. You already referred to the insurance bill. If the insurance bill, the GST amendment and the, which was the third, land bill, are all three taken up and see progress, you think this euphoria can continue? If any of them falter, you think that we will pay a price?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. See, land acquisition is a very complex issue. Secondly, when the UPA government introduced the bill, land acquisition bill, BJP supported it. Now to make amendments so soon, in a short period of time, it's not easy. But we have to, because that bill has to be changed if you want development.
Are you happy with what they're talking? They don't want to change the market price, but they are willing to change the processes, the conditions under which you have to take 70% consent. Does it satisfy you, the amendments?
No, it satisfies. It's much better than the earlier one, but I'm a little concerned about the annuity that they want to pay on a regular basis to the farmers. Because, you know, how do you identify these people? You know, it is very difficult. It's better to give the money for land, a higher price upfront, than let them come over a period of time.
So the price doesn't worry you?
I don't know, the price doesn't worry. And even the insurance bill and GST, they can introduce it, but it is 15, 16 when it can be applicable. And some states, even some BJP states have opposed. And you know, the three contentious issues are alcohol and tobacco are the main ones. I think alcohol, tobacco, and there was one other, petrol product. These are the three main issues where the states are a little concerned whether to include or exclude.